This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I'm here with NSI Partners. Since 1999, they have been your online marketing specialist, increasing your online visibility. I'm here with the founder, Chief Operating Officer. Let me ask you this. I mean, you began this back really 1999. It got launched off. By 2001, you've got NSI Partners out there working with the public. Share with me a little bit how this all began with you getting involved with this industry. You've been involved really since back in the 80s with tech marketing in the East. How'd you get involved and have this passion for marketing?
Well, we were originally, my partners and I were all in various .coms and companies like that. And, you know, those were the heady days when we thought that if you got a lot of traffic, you'd get banner ad sales and everything would just work from there. Well, we realized that wasn't the case. Well, one of the reasons why I got into this business years ago was I can remember coming back to my apartment and having all of this junk mail that I didn't even want to wade through. I'd put it in a room and it would just accumulate. Or I'd get on my email account and I'd have all of this spam mail that, again, I was expected to sort through. And they were really just other people's poor marketing messages, untargeted. And I thought, let's use this technology to help really target, to get people exactly the kind of messages that they want, messages that will be helpful to them. And so that's really where some of this got started. We set up NSI Partners as a way of trying to find a technology solution to help people get their messages out. We were able to use our .com experience to do that, and it's worked very well. We've been doing it really since the founding of the Internet.
Let me ask you this. Obviously, like you say, you've been at it for some time. Why is it today businesses are starting to understand that it's important to bring on a professional, such as yourself, in keeping their message consistent, not only online, but also their offline efforts as well?
Well, marketing's gotten very complicated, as we all know. It used to be that, you know, the marketing person in a company was, you know, the guy that knew media buying and, you know, maybe had some design background, and he or she could just do it. Right. But now, not only do you need somebody that's specialized in, say, pay-per-click marketing, but they may need a specialization within that, a sub-specialization within e-commerce pay-per-click marketing. So with all of that, it's almost impossible for one person to understand all of this. You really need an entire company to come along inside you. And even more than that, we're part of a larger group, Colorado Springs Marketing Group, that brings us in professionals from outside, almost like the Hollywood model. You know, you get a director from here, an actor from here, and so forth, just on a project-by-project basis, and that can really help.
Let's start off with really the entry point for a lot of marketing, and that is search marketing. Share with me a little bit about what you offer there.
Well, with search marketing, and that was our sort of founding core, we wanted to find ways for organizations to get their messages out on search engines. And of course, there are two major types of search marketing. There's organic, which is the SEO side. That's where your site naturally rises in the rankings. And then there's the pay-per-click side. That's where you're bidding for a position. And back when we started, that was just shortly after you know, Google had stopped going by the name of Backrub, and they came up with this really interesting idea for SEO. Larry Page thought, why not have inbound links act like votes of confidence? And then that way people will know that the site is credible. They won't just be relying on keyword phrases and the meta tags and things like that. So we started working with Google right at the outset, and we've been going ever since.
Interesting. So we're talking about folks out there, they're really not putting in the name of your business. They're really looking for the service or product that you offer. You really have to train people in keyword phrases as far as what they're thinking and how they're putting it in. Is that really what your specialty boils down to in that part of it?
Well, that's I think a good way to put it. It's interesting how many businesses we come across that are really well optimized for people who already know who they are. You need to be optimized for what people are looking for. And we divide that into, browsers, shoppers, and buyers. And each of those people require a separate set of keywords when you really think about it. I mean, if I'm going to, get coffee, for example, I might want to think about, just coffee and I'm browsing. Right. But if I say a pumpkin spice latte, maybe I'm shopping. And if I say a pumpkin spice latte grande with a dash of cappuccino, then that means that I'm actually buying. And that last keyword phrase would be an example of what we call a long tail keyword phrase, which is very important because that's a very small pool of traffic to compete for, but you can easily be number one. And so we constantly encourage our clients to become content marketers, to really write about, the advantages that they offer, the different types of coffee, if that's what they sell, or whatever it is, to really get that information out in as many different channels as possible. And it all really starts with a keyword phrase.
Fantastic. I mean, like you said, it was your founding core. Do you feel it still should be a core in anyone's online strategy?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Search marketing is very important, although I'll throw out the caveat, and I can't release the topic yet of our upcoming marketing GPS workshop. We do every second Wednesday in June. We do an annual workshop to just try to bring the community together, business leaders together, to just come up to speed on what the latest changes are in emerging marketing trends. And this year's topic is going to be about the erosion of Google's market share. People aren't necessarily going right into Google and searching now, and we have some ways to work with that.
I see. Speaking of keeping up to pace here and up to speed for businesses, that's obviously a challenge. Not all the time are people looking for services, but they're out there socializing. They're having discussions. Share with me how social media marketing now plays a big part.
Well, right. We were just pretty much exclusively working with search marketing and email marketing in our early days. And then 2004 came along, and that was the year that social media really, that term was invented, Web 2.0 was invented, and Reddit got its start. And another site that was known then as the Facebook got its start. And by 2006, we realized that this was something that we needed to really focus on because it was actually well integrated with search. I don't think you can do an effective campaign without taking both into account. So for search marketing, we work on keywords and what people are looking for when they come to a search engine or when they see an ad on the display side through content offerings. But on social marketing, we look at what is your target audience really, what are they discussing? What's the buzz? What are people's positive and negative reactions to certain things? We actually have a great analytics platform called Reputation Connect that analyzes all of the social media posts, well, 90% of them. It's built on the SM2 platform, which is the best in the world. And we are able to analyze what your audiences are saying about you, about keyword terms that we search for on social media. And we can actually rate that and how that goes up and down over time. That's a very effective marketing tool.
You're talking about, so there's conversations going on out there that are really influencing the public's perception of what they think about your business. And so this is an opportunity to engage with them and also protect or bring up your reputation as well.
Yes, reputation management I think is very important, and it's often overlooked. Another thing that you have to take into account is what is the local marketing aspect. You know, if you want to get your message out in the local area, is there going to be enough social conversation to warrant looking into that? Sometimes there is and sometimes there isn't. But yet we really strongly encourage our clients to become thought leaders in their particular niche. You know, we work with all kinds of people from, doctors and other types of professionals to retailers, even large trade associations, and it's all about having having your message points out there And I really think that's the best place to start. Establish what your message points are. Then let's pick the channels. Let's pick the keywords. Let's develop the strategy.
So really gone are the days of build a better product and the world will beat a path to your door. It really is a proactive approach, marketing anymore. One of those proactive approach that you've done is email marketing. Obviously, share with me a little bit about this.
Well, email marketing is often overlooked, so I'm glad you asked that question. You know, ever since social media and then mobile marketing came along, those have been sort of the sexy topics, and people don't really talk about email marketing as much as they really should, considering it's one of the most popular ways out there, one of the most effective ways to develop a customer base. And it's more than just sending out newsletters. You can send out sequential email campaigns, autoresponder campaigns as they're known, where you actually develop, take some of that content that you're trying to be a thought leader about, and you say to your website visitors, I'll trade you this content, which I could actually have for a sale price, but I'll just give it to you for free if you give me your email address. And then autoresponder software will send out bite-sized installments of that over 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever period you pick, depending on how much information you have. Then, say, every other Saturday, I might get an email in my inbox that has, part 3 of this installment series. I'm pretty likely to sign up for it if it's a topic I like, because it's not a permanent addition to my mailbox. Right. The series will expire, and then I'll have all the information I want, but I'm not being asked to download an entire white paper and read it on the spot. It comes in a little bit of a drip format. Plus, the links I click back on tell professionals like me exactly what that visitor is interested in. So I can see, okay, they clicked on the information about life insurance, but they didn't click on the information about property and casualty. So we could segment that list that you're developing into life insurance interest and property and casualty interest, for example.
Really hyper-targeting there. I mean, that's fantastic. I mean, it amazes me that the visitors went. I mean, we spent a lot of our resources trying to get them to your site, and then when they got to the site, within seconds they can be gone. Do you find that a lot of companies are missing that opportunity of capturing some of those people that were initially interested?
Absolutely. That's a big problem. A lot of times people put a lot of energy into the campaign, but they don't think about the landing page. And if the landing page has similar phrases, similar graphics, the same offer as to what was said on the radio or on the television or on the pay-per-click ad, that can make a huge difference in people just being able to identify with it and say, oh, yes, this is the site I was looking for. This is of interest to me.
One of the areas that is rather new is that of mobile marketing. Is that something that you're able to help with as well?
Sure. We do a lot of mobile marketing along the lines of the sort of 3 pillars. There's app development, there's text messaging, and then there are just mobile optimized messaging. So whether that's on a mobile site itself or on an advertisement that you're going to see on your devices. But, devices like this are now the source of more than half local searches. So it's pretty important.
Let me have the viewers take a look at the bottom of the screen right now. I want to give them the website for a moment there. On the website, you're going to learn a little bit more about a lot of these strategies that you can put in place with your company, and basically take a look at a lot of the testimonials. We've got people there that basically are experiencing being first there on Google, and you can also take advantage of a blog. You can learn quite a few tricks or strategies from people there as well. Speaking of learning more, what can the viewers do today as far as signing up right there on your website? And share with me what Marketing GPS is again and how they can benefit.
Well, Marketing GPS is our brand of just educational information about marketing. We want to provide cutting-edge articles and workshops and Facebook posts about what the latest and greatest is out there. And we get some good discussions going. So you can sign on to the Facebook page just like that. You'll start to If you select it as one of the pages that you want to get notifications from, you'll get those notifications every time. We'd be happy to put you on our Marketing GPS newsletter. And of course, if you're in Colorado, you can come to our workshop. Although we've had people come from as far away as Phoenix and other western areas.
Interesting. Let me ask you this, Thomas. Really, the barriers are gone between offline and online anymore, and the consumers they're really expecting that consistent message. Is that really what overall you try to provide?
Yeah, that's true. You know, it's funny to me because from a marketing perspective, we've almost come full circle. Yeah. In the old days, the pre-industrial revolution days, it was all about relationship marketing. Right. And then the Industrial Revolution comes along, and suddenly it's about, let's get a global market, let's sell on features and benefits, and let's just sell the same thing to as many people as possible in a sort of a faceless, anonymous way. Well, now we have the technology where we can bring the two together. You can have features and benefits, but you can do it on a relationship basis, and that's how people want to buy. They're more interested in what some guy they've never met but feels to be a person like them thinks about a product or service than what any kind of advertisement says, even though the advertisements are vetted by the government and by professional trade groups, and there's a lot of education going behind them. They'd rather go with the guy in his basement who's blogging about something, and so we need to adapt to that.
So we're talking either social media or email marketing. It's about building a relationship and using technology to do it. Last time, viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. You're going to see his contact information. Phone number is right there. Give them a call. They'll be happy to sit down with you and have a consultation, discuss what it is that maybe you need. You maybe need the full gamut, or you possibly just need some key areas. They can work with you there as well. That is NSI Partners, basically here in Colorado Springs, listening, launching, and leveraging. This is Gary Atencia with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.